Yo, what is up, Internet? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to be talking about a story that caught my eye because it seems so stupid and so unbelievably dumb that it just shouldn't be possible. A scam so outrageous that no one would believe if they were in their right minds. Now, I, for one, am a huge user and fan of AI tools. I use it to cheat on tests, sometimes I use it to fill out job applications, and sometimes I use it as a crutch when texting people because I just can't be bothered sometimes to come up with my own words and sentences. But don't worry, everything I'm saying right now is not AI generated. I come up with all the scripts myself, so there's no need to worry about that at least. And if you tell me that you've never ever used some sort of AI before, you're lying, because we've all been there, where times are tough, you just can't be bothered to do anything. But one woman was able to utilize AI in a way that I never thought was possible. Like, she used ChatGPT for this shit, and I thought ChatGPT was like, you just enter a question and it gives you some bullshit answer. But yeah, this is weird. I'm not one to believe in the whole fortune teller thing, or like palm reading, or observing tea leaves, or coffee grounds, or whatever the hell it is. I personally think it's a load of hooey. But there are a lot of people in the world who do believe in that sort of stuff, and I'm not knocking their beliefs, because if that's what you believe, then that's what you believe, but you do you. I'm just saying, I think it's a great way to scam people out of money. But I guess luckily for the woman we're discussing today, she didn't have to spend any money, I don't think. But I'll give you a little taste of lore before we go any further. I don't actually have the name of the woman, so she's considered unidentified, but the woman in question is a mother of 2 children who's been married to the same man for 12 years, so I would think that everything would be at least somewhat hunky-dory in their relationship. I'm not sure. But she asked ChatGPT one day to analyze the remnants of her husband's coffee cup after he was finished drinking it, and to give it her a reading. So that right there to me is just the start of a rabbit hole that really no one should get involved with or go down, because once you start believing in something that could potentially be true, that more than likely isn't, it can mess with you. And eventually, if you keep telling yourself that it is true, and you start to believe it more and more and more real it becomes in your own head, even though it isn't. And in this case, I think this woman ruined her life, ruined her husband's life, and ruined her kids' lives all at once, because she believed some stupid answer that ChatGPT of all things told her. I mean, it literally says at the bottom of the thing in ChatGPT, it literally says, it's not always accurate, so check your facts. So I don't know why she didn't check that, but whatever. But I told you what she wanted ChatGPT to do, but the question is, what did ChatGPT tell her? Well, I've got the answers. Based on what ChatGPT did, it came to the conclusion that her husband of 12 years was either already having an affair or was going to begin having one with a woman whose name begins with the letter E. Now, if I were the woman in this situation asking ChatGPT, that is definitely not something I would have expected it to say, but it did. And usually when someone does something along the lines of fortune telling, it's usually done by a professional fortune teller, and I'm using the word professional very lightly here. But once she got the horrible and oddly specific news that her husband was cheating on her with someone who begins with the letter E, she lost it. She told him to leave, told the kids that they were getting a divorce, and the dude got a call from a lawyer. The husband actually appeared on a morning talk show to speak about the weird turn that his life just suddenly took. And he said that there's been a past history of her believing in the quote-unquote supernatural. He said that she visited an astrologer, and it took her a whole year for her to finally accept that whatever he said wasn't real. So she has a history of doing this shit and believing in it. As of right now, though, the husband is trying to fight for his marriage, pushing back against the divorce papers, and is trying to convince her that he's innocent until proven guilty, and that the reading is all a hoax, which I don't know why people believe this. It's stupid. It's just so dumb that people actually believe in this shit. Which, no doubt, this is completely a hoax. Like, I would be extremely surprised, and maybe even a little pissed off if it actually turned out that ChatGPT was right, and the husband was cheating. But it just baffles me sometimes on how easily people can be influenced, and how a small prediction based on literally nothing but what was left in someone's coffee cup after they finished their morning cup of joe really messes up someone like this. Like, come on. This woman, to me, is a bigger sucker than leeches making major life choices based on their horoscopes, and we all know how big suckers leeches are. But she'd probably believe the whole missing thumb trick if I showed it to her. She'd probably believe that I stole her nose. But other than this bogus case of a feeble mind being exposed, I hope it does all end well for the husband. And I get that he's probably only doing this for the kids, depending on how old they are. Because in any other reality that this is happening to me in this situation, I'm leaving. You better believe I'm getting up and getting out of there as fast as possible. But anyways, guys, I want to thank you for watching this video. I hope you liked it. If you're liking the content, though, please consider subscribing, as it helps out more than you can imagine. Also, if there's something that you want me to talk about or investigate, let me know in the comment section what it is, and I'll check it out. But once again, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.